What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Ryder Red coming to you from my home. That's where the magic happens, baby. Uh, just wanted to real quick throw together some sort of extra little bit of content because if you haven't noticed, it's been just about 2 weeks since anything has really been posted. Uh, Even though I've been back for about a week, I'm struggling to get everything together. Um, I'm also struggling to organize my thoughts as I want to talk to you guys just a little bit about what I've done and what I'll be doing in the future, what we'll be doing, and why I was basically gone for just about 2 weeks. A lot of people don't know the circumstances, and maybe over some light gameplay of a few things that I like to play, I'll kind of explain the situation. Before I go any further, though, I'd like to thank everyone who's been showing up to streams, everyone who's been participating in the comments and the chat and streams and videos, people who have followed the Twitter, people who show up. We're slowly building a small audience, and we will continue to need your support in the coming days, weeks, months as we really ramp up what kind of content we want to do, as we continue to experiment and we continue to, try to find our niche. Big ups on the YouTube channel. We have reached and surpassed 1,000 views. I know it's small fry. It's not even subs, it's views. It is still important to me. With that out of the way, I'm just going to explain a bit about our content scheduling and a bit of what we do on the channel. Almost all LPs you see, with LPs being the brunt of the content, are re-edited, recycled content clips from the Twitch stream. We cut out breaks. We sometimes cut out very long pauses. We add a few flares here and there. And then, of course, we repackage the video and get it ready for shipping and whatnot. Oh, real quick, I'm not sure what's going on with the gameplay footage. It's a bit slower and choppier than usual. It's gonna have to be optimized. Not sure what goes on with PS5 capture. This is direct capture from the PS5. When that's not funneled through the computer, it becomes very slow, very choppy. The graphics are still very crisp and clean, but things are smooth. So I'm gonna work on that in the editing process, and hopefully it's not too bad. And the games being played here are Battle for the Grid and then KOF. I wanted to capture some UFC things, but no UFC things have been captured for more than 11 seconds at a time, almost in minutes. Everything on the channel, so everything on the YouTube channel, almost everything on the YouTube channel, because we have exclusive things. I post a video shit post now and then. I do scrub talks, which is typically a series of edited videos that are basically shit posts. I would like to make video essays using the scrub talks format, but I don't think that's ever gonna happen. I'm gonna stick to short things, roughly 5 to 30 minutes, just talking about stuff. Hell, this could be a scrub talks. And scrub content is the scrub content family of shows are the main draw for the channel right now. That's going to change in the coming months as we move towards something a bit more universal, in which the other 4 or 5 creators that are partnering with me on the channel are going to be adding their thing. Some streams might even be scaled back after we finish all of our long form LPs streams and such, and the games we play on stream may be scaled back significantly just to give that unique content more time to be truly unique. Because I get tired. It is starting to. I'm not gonna say I get tired. I never get tired of this, but it is somewhat tiring. The grind of when we're done streaming, we instantly have to go into re-uploading. We have to have at least one segment edited before bed. I end at midnight. I'm up till 2, 3, sometimes 4, depending on how quickly my internet connection and my computer can process and download the clip. Bring it in. We throw it in the editor. And we'll edit it down. The editing process typically takes, sometimes it takes 30 minutes to an hour. The quickest editing has ever taken is 5 minutes for me. Like whether I'm doing a death counter or some sort of countdown or some sort of shit post, editing always takes a while. And then from there might be some extra editing done, and then we'll go over it, then we'll re-upload it. We'll throw the finishing touches on it, export it. That typically, if the video is more than 25 minutes, it's going to take like an hour to get it fully processed and then put it up. So we've been doing that for the past, ever since the middle of May, maybe a little earlier. We've been grinding, trying to putting out 4 episodes of various things a week, at least. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. So, and it's mostly been me, Ryder Red, who has been hosting these things as Common Strider. Common Strider is really the host of the Scrub streams and kind of the mascot. He's currently the channel mascot, but that's only because he's hosting the big draw, of the channel. And I am the voice actor behind that. And it won't be until the others get here until you'll get to see more of me just being me. But generally, if the avatar's on screen, it's not necessarily me, Ryder Red, the man of a million names. As a bit more authentic and independent of the Common Strider persona, bad at games. And that's just about the only thing that carries over other than the voice, is being bad at games. But I think that's the only thing that matters. So people just kind of don't care. Excuse me for the rambling. So we have a few more things. We're planning to officially launch Internet or Net Radio Sentai Podcaster. We're not calling ourselves Podcaster because that is the other Toku-based Sentai-themed nerd culture podcast on the internet. One that is far more successful than us, because we only have 1 episode out, and I have hit it. Lots of uhs and ums. I'm gonna try to not do that, or do that less. Getting back to what I was saying, we're going to be putting out, or trying to put out, some more content, some more podcast content in the future. Try to look forward to more episodes, new episodes coming in the future. And now we're going to transition into what exactly happened to me for me to be missing for just about 2 weeks. So, as you know, we've been getting it since the late spring, going into early summer. And once we've hit the summer, there were many breaks I had to take. I took a break for the birthdays of 2 people who were really, really important to me. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm going to elaborate any further on that. And 4th of July was right after that, or within that same time period. From there, once again, getting back on schedule, I had to take some personal time, some extra personal time, to just try to realign myself and get us back in here. Once again, This wouldn't be a problem if it was just me taking a break from analytics and constantly grinding out content and planning content. So once my peoples get here and we have a full cast, hopefully if everyone is able to make some sort of regular time to devote to some kind of regular content, this will not be so much of a problem unless you're really into scrub streams or scrub talks or anything else I might do. So that was the summer. Very recently, a few weeks ago, basically at the start of the month, I got, well actually no, it was more like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago? Well, at that point it must be the beginning of the month. Roughly 2.5 weeks ago, I got some horrible news. I had lost someone very, 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 very close to me. And I had to be there for members of my family. It had affected me especially hard. This was someone who was not my brother, but he might as well have been my little brother, and it hit me hard. He was no longer with us. He suffered some heart failure. He'd been in an accident before, and he suffered some heart failure. They tried to resuscitate him. They could not. He decided it was his time. I had to be there for members of family and friends, and it was just a really rough time. And around that time, it seemed that the tragedy would not stop, because that's by far the most horrible thing that happened. But it was not the only horrible thing that happened. About a day afterwards, a family member comes into my bedroom where I have my PC set up. I own a few laptops. I own about 4 laptops. 3 of them are functional. I regularly use the gaming laptop to literally stream and create all this content. It's a pretty powerful gaming laptop. And I have my rig on a small foldable utility table, because I have no proper computer desk, because we're also in the process of moving to a different part of the house, and that's been going very, very slow. It could be days, weeks, months until we're fully moved in, and I wanted to do so before air conditioner season, because something in me just told me that it just wasn't going to get done. And so far, I have not been a liar. And this family member comes in and gets doing something they're not supposed to, touching something they're not supposed to, knocks over the table, that knocks over the laptop in such a way that cracks and warps its charging port. The Anchor 5-port USB hub was broken, and this USB connector was snapped, essentially. And upon further inspection, the inside of the charger port, the connectors had been warped, and the AC adapter connector was not just cracked, but seemed to be rapidly crumbling, as if it had some sort of long-term degradation I had no idea about. All of this happening, it was a drain on my mental state, as well as a drain on my funds, because this gaming laptop, which was a gift, was incredibly expensive. My 1-year warranty had worn off, and an extension for another 2 years cost $130. And at the time of which it expired, I I could not afford dropping 130 for an extension. Now times have changed, and I came into a little bit of money, and I was able to afford to pay the 130. Basically, pay for the right, the privilege for them to essentially uh, prepare it for quote unquote free. And I did that. I shipped that off. And I got it shipped off a few days before the service. More on that a little later. The just about the day before the service, roughly a day, maybe 2 days before, my kitchen imploded. So my kitchen, because this house is very rustic, this home is very rustic. It's been remodeled a few times, but it's still a townhouse. It's still a really old townhouse. It used to be a halfway house before family moved in and bought the land and the house and the land it's on, and they've been its owners and custodians ever since. So basically, one of the repairs that was done before I moved in here, before I became a part of this family, before I moved here, what was done is that walls were repaired, and when they were repaired, there was an extra layer of cardboard, of construction grade whiteboard, reinforced whiteboard, put up as an extra layer on all the walls in the kitchen to make the walls easier to clean. And they are easier to clean because of that reinforcement. But it wasn't done properly. There was a bit of air bubbling, a bit of warping. Oh no, I gotta turn. Do I have to turn my Discord notice off? Hopefully it won't be too bad. Hopefully it will not be too bad. And in the course of that, about 3 years ago, we put up some cabinets. We didn't have cabinets in the kitchen, can you believe it? Wall-mounted cabinets for dishes and stuff. We did that. And we thought that because we were very, very accurate, and we were able to basically get them on the mounting studs, we thought everything was fine. Well, they weren't. The night before, I heard a pouring liquid sound that may or may not have just been glassware falling. I thought there was nothing wrong because it was raining that night, and I'm like, oh, I could be hearing anything. I could be hearing the gutters. I could be hearing something else falling. I chose to not go check on it. Rolled over. Got up early that morning. In the process of me getting up, yawning, and then trying to roll back over, while also getting my significant other up to get them ready for their day before I roll over and try to get a few more winks before starting my own. There was a huge crash. I threw myself up and I ran to the kitchen, and everything was on the floor. All of the dishes, Tupperware, and additional supplies we had across the 3 cabinets had crashed down onto the hard countertop and the sink and the floor and everywhere else. Our porcelain ceramic ware was supposed to be shockproof, but I believe we lost, I think, 1, if not 2 of our larger plates. We lost the mason jar, and everything else was in complete disarray. So there's ceramic and glass splinters and shards everywhere. We had to sweep up and vacuum up during a day when we should have been resting and collecting our thoughts. and just thinking about ways we can enrich our life in the memory of the person we just lost, and generally just relax and maybe have a bit of fun. We were here, we were here for at least most of the morning, just cleaning up so that the small children would not be who just run around my place sometimes would not be injured. So that no one would be injured really, but especially them. They they just like they don't understand they're not allowed in the kitchen, and they'll move past the gates that are put up, and they'll just go. So I got a few house rules. My house rules are simple. Leave your you know leave your shoes at the door. um, you know, put the seat down when you're done. Things like that. And one of them is, hey, kids under 10 not allowed in the kitchen without adult supervision. Now, for some reason, every kid who comes into my place, they'll see that or they'll hear that and just go bet, just run inside. But but that's we. It was imperative that we got everything clean so that no one would injure themselves. So we did that. Day of the service, we went in. It was a nice, respectful thing. There's crying, there's laughing, there's just an embrace and a sense of, coming together. Just what I believe he would have wanted. I have everything set to vibrate, silent vibrate. Right before service starts, I'm getting a text message from a person that's like, hey, is your name blank with blank? Did you just send your laptop into HP to be serviced? Well, I got my computer back in the mail today. I do believe I sent it in around the same time as you. For some reason, they included your service form with my computer, and I just want to let you know, because they might have just swapped hours, and it's worth looking into. I thank them, and then I stopped talking to them for the length of the funeral, and then afterwards, and then even after the repast, me and my SO get home around 4, and she's going to spend more time with her family. I'm going to hydrate and then take a mini nap. And I send a text message going, thank you, I'm going to call them right now. And then end up calling them until closer to 5. But the closer to 5, late 4. I was hoping to get everything sorted out. They could not locate my laptop, and they told me that they would file my concern as a concern/complaint, and that within 24 to 48 hours at that point. Mind you, my laptop was supposed to be finished with the repair process and supposed to be shipped out the day of the funeral. So I get it the next day. I'm on the phone talking with them, and they have no idea where that piece of technology is, and they're telling me that by the end of today, if not tomorrow, I will receive a call or email from a member of the team, as well as a status update for the laptop. I go, a day passes, nothing. The day after that, I get something, just an email telling me that, hey, the computer's on its way. That might not have been the case, but I have reason to suspect that they may have lost it. So it was between that. I have mostly been spending my time just trying to recover. I've spent most of this summer trying to recover, try to get back in the swing of things, because there have been a lot of times where I've had to take a break, 2 breaks. I've had to skip a day on the schedule, or I've had to cancel all streams for the week on multiple occasions. I'm trying to get back to the point where I can regularly release things, because I think that that's definitely something I want to do, and it's something that you guys have been being patient with me, and I appreciate that patience. I really appreciate it. I don't think I can properly communicate how much your support means to me, and how much I would wish for you to ramp up your support, as well as ramp up your feedback and your support, as well as continue to support me in the future, because we're going places, but we can't reach these heights without you guys. It's only because of you guys that we got to where we are now. So that is the plan, and I've been trying to relax and refocus myself so that I can get back to everything I was working on. I'm a very busy man. I have certain family responsibilities which limit how much I can do in terms of work, but I do also have a bunch of side projects. I have a bunch of side projects, with the two of them taking up most of my time, and one of them being this media partnership that's starting with Rider Kick Productions. I would like to thank everyone who's been pretty understanding, and I felt that I had to just I feel like you guys were entitled to know, hey, where was he for 2 weeks? He posted once. He posted once and disappeared for 2 weeks. Which for the fans and also the partners, I think you guys definitely deserving of a bit more understanding of what was going on. But this is the video I'm recording for this real quick video. I'm going to get on optimizing it. I'm going to edit it a little bit, and I'm going to upload this as soon as possible. And I appreciate your support. Thank you. Please like and sub on everything, the YouTube, the Twitch. Support us any way you feel like it. And hopefully we'll see you in the future. I've been the man with a million names, but right now I'm Rider Red. And really behind that, I'm just a man who still had a period of bereavement and just trying to get back to life. But hey, not really what you're here for. I'll tell you what you should be here for and what you should do. That's to keep it locked.